Julio, and I'm smiling because it's such a cute name to me. For 10 years, I served as a chaplain for the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of Corrections. For those of you that don't know what a chaplain is a pastor or clergy member that visits the incarcerated or those that are hospital bound. So what they do is actually physically go out and offer encouragement and preach the gospel, teach, and different things. So that's what a chaplain does. I know someone asked me the other day, how can you be a pastor and a chaplain? And that's what it is, a traveling pastor. Now, I served in that capacity. I also have a background in criminal justice and ex-law enforcement. During my time in service, I had an opportunity to meet many children. I was sworn in with other chaplains, and so we oversaw 130,000 children in the state of Florida. But children have the unique gift of telling other people about people that care about them. So not only was I assigned to my 130,000 in Florida, I had the opportunity to travel to other states and other countries and to help children with a diversity of backgrounds. Now, I'm giving you this background history so that it will be clear of where I'm coming from. I have been looking at commentary about the four children that, for lack of a better term, have gone into slavery, as one man called it, as a result of killing the young man. Now, I want to be clear. I don't think that what happened was right or good, nor do I think that a person deserves to get killed. But let me tell you why I'm speaking on the incident as a whole. It's been defined as it was asked of a man that represented the Department of Corrections, and he suggested that they would work as chattel, or for lack of a better term, they would be a resource. Okay, so they would in fact be a resource for privatization. That goes without saying. And he also defined it as sweat equity. Okay, let me give you my take on that. And that portion is for another day. Just the whole idea of what chattel means and what human chattel means and privatization and how that impacts our society. It's not the new slavery. It's the ongoing slavery 2.0 on steroids. That's a whole other thing. What I want to focus on today is the men talking to these young men and describing them as YNs. Okay? That term, in and of itself, unless it was nigas, which means kings in Hebrew, more language, another language. What concerns me and what has caused me to speak out is the fact that the young men are accountable for their actions. Whether they want to be or not, they have to face that music. Now, I want to call out the fathers of young black men because I hear people talking about them and judging them. But what about helping them? I heard the expression before, if you knew better, you would do better. And I never understood it, I never cared for it. But now I truly understand what it means. If someone would train them, they would know better and they would do better. That's what that means. But we have a whole generation of absentee fathers. Absentee fathers. So while it's good and it's easy to judge them, where are the men at? Why are they behaving this way? I came up with a suggestion that would help. I teach Torah, I study Torah. With regards to Torah, no matter where I go in the world, the entire Jewish community, whether it's Ashkenazi, Hafim, Beit Israel, they will be reading from the same scriptures at unity, unison, a full understanding. I have suggested that men set aside a place and a designated time, once or twice a week, to always be at that location to mentor any child that's in trouble. I was on a meeting the other day with Kamala Harris, and she called for 1 million people to help people vote. I'm calling for 1 million men to help these boys. They require help. What I'm seeing more than anything else is, and I know this may offend some people, but this is where we are. More men dressed as women, talking about women, putting down women, and just insulting. That goes but so far. These boys need mentoring. I'll give you an example. Once a week, every Parks Department or YMCA from 6 to 9 should have a man or a woman there to mentor a boy or a girl in trouble. So that this way, if you're in Manhattan, but you happen to be in Brooklyn, the young person, they happen to be in Brooklyn, they're in trouble, there's an index, there's a list that says, go to this location on this day, and there will be someone there to help you if you feel that you're in need of assistance, in need of support, in need of just counseling. Sometimes just having someone there to speak to. This is critical. I am exhausted of seeing men switching around with lipstick, with lip gloss. What about the accountability that you have to those sons that you gave birth to? And passport bros and everyone telling them they're in trouble and they're no good and they're this and they're that. Gwendolyn Brooks said, even if you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. And that is true. These children have fallen into night, and I call the parents to be accountable. Women, even if the father hasn't paid child support and he has no money, let that father mentor him. He may be a bum, but he was a bum when you had the child from him. So what makes you and the child better than him? We have to have that voice of men in the community to give these boys guidance. The Bible says that Israel and Judah, the two sticks, will become one. In Hebrew, every word has 70 meanings. So that may well mean that the Father and the Son shall become one. Now, it doesn't matter how you do it. I've designed a whole plan that can be laid out that would help. My email is drwandacasey@outlook.com. drwandacasey@outlook.com. During my service as a chaplain, I put together several programs. I've listened to these children. I've been on 24-hour call for years where I haven't had a day off. I understand their issues. I understand their problems. But I also understand that pain of when you're 16 years old and a judge says, I sentence you to the rest of the remainder, the residual of your natural born life. You will be carried outside of Florida State Prison, at which time you shall be buried. That pain is the same whether that boy is black or white, whether that family is black or white. The pain is the pain. And I bear witness to it with these eyes, with both of them, with this heart. And I'm asking 1,000,000 men to help 1,000,000 boys. Because whether it's your son or someone else's son, they're looking at you. If you're a father and you're in the house and you're raising your 3 sons, the boys that have no guidance are following your 3 sons. So by extension, you are mentoring those boys. But I need you to step up and step out. It's not as easy as it appears to be a woman in a skirt. I can assure you. It's not as easy as it seems. There is an accountability, there is a reckoning, and it's here, and it's now, and we don't have as much time as we think. We don't have as much time as we think. Someone said to me, oh, the property is all being brought up by this group, by that group, by this group, and my response was, well, what do you want them to do? Do you expect them to just sit there and watch their group become extinct and not take into consideration these children, our children, the next future generation. This morning I said to myself, one of the things that I despise about me is that I still have hope in humanity. But I thought about those words. Those are nasty words. And I canceled those words over my life and let them not go into my belly, but let them go back into the ground where they belong. I continue to have hope, love, faith, and trust in us. But all of those things are of no value if you don't have a plan. So you can have all the hope in the world, but if you have no plan, if you have no method or written down strategic plan to follow, then oh well, you have hope. But hope by itself has never taken a generation. We are where we are right now, whether or not it's pleasant. This is not a trial run. This is not a test run. This is happening for real. All the cancellations that we see, the Jim Crow that we see, the turn back that we see, it's not going to get better. Now, I'm not saying that there's no Savior. But what I'm saying is look into yourself, look into your group, look into your existence. Even if it's a little bit of a sacrifice, make one for your fellow man. These are our children. These are our children. Their innocence belongs to us to protect. Stop this foolishness. Stop making these children accountable when you, the parent, are accountable for that seed. You are accountable for your child. Your child comes to you pure and innocent as a quiver in your bow. Whether you're a male or a female, that's how they come. And so there's a duty, there's a God to glorify, and there's a responsibility. Now, some people may say, well, here she is casting judgment. I'm not casting judgment. What I'm saying to you is that we have to help one another. Let me tell you about the things that I have the receipts for. God has used me to license over 500 businesses, NGOs, 120 international schools, 9 clinics and hospitals. I'm prepared to come and help your community build. I've met people who have said to me, well, I've been the mayor for 40 years. I've been the commissioner for 90 years. Well, fine. But what have you done? You have no school, no hospital, no bank, no program for sustainability. How do you say with pride that you've sat in that seat for 40 years and done nothing? It's time for us to pass the torch to the next generation. Stop swallowing the seeds and plant them. Plant them in good soil. Plant them all over, so if they don't sprout up here, they'll sprout up over here. Nothing shall return void. It's our responsibility. When I first became the chaplain, I thought I was only going to be the chaplain to black children. This is what I was thinking. Only black children get in trouble. That's all you see on TV. But as I went on to become the chaplain, I saw that they were all backgrounds, that they were all nationalities. Our children are being taken away from us. And we have to come together to do something about it. I don't want to hear any more about, oh, well, these YNs are doing that. Help them. If you're not going to help them, don't talk about them. Send them to someone who will help them. I have the receipts. I'm saying this. This is Dr. Wanda D. Casey, Chaplain Wanda D. Casey, and I want us to bring 1 million men and women to help these children. This is a lost generation because we're not doing our job. I would be remiss in my duty if I didn't open my mouth. And I thought about it, and at first I was hesitant, but I'm accountable too, because I know what they're going through. I'm watching them. I'm looking at the direction. I'm looking at the hopelessness. I'm looking at the book of Lamentations. And the woman cried as all the children went into bondage. And that's what's happening now. So if you think that it's only going to impact the person next door, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. When I was the chaplain, not all the children look like me. Okay. Let that marinate in your head. Not all the children look like me. Now they were placed in separate places so that it would appear that they all look like me, but not all will look like me. This is a whole generation that is being stolen. Let us come together and go pick up our children. Thank you for your time. God bless.